Welcome to Reactive Reload, a radio show you're always on time for. I'm just one of your hosts, Irish Cowboy, joined by your other host, Crossover. We are going to be reloading the gaming entertainment news for the last week or so and reacting to it. I know. We'll talk about why Aaron Greenberg could change his profile picture from Captain America to Beast. Will someone please, for the love of all that's holy, ask Phil Spencer if we are getting a Project Scarlet edition. Also a sprinkle of Overwatch.
I got some Overwatch news today that we can talk about.
Really?
Yeah, it's leaked from a guy named Metro who leaks everything Overwatch. Like, basically, if he doesn't leak it, then it's probably not true.
Yep.
But, yeah, it sounds like Overwatch 2 was originally supposed to come out along with the next generation of console, which makes sense. So they're shooting for the fourth quarter of 2020, but with coronavirus, it looks like everything got pushed back. We might, he says that we might get a beta. That would be fun.
A beta? That would be cool. I'd be down.
Dude, I can't believe that Overwatch released in 2015 now. Holy shit. It's coming up on its 5th year anniversary.
That's insane. I can't believe that they're still adding things to it every once in a while.
So the great thing is that we're supposed to get a whole bunch of heroes, like maybe up to 10 heroes when Overwatch 2 releases.
Really?
Yeah. So I really hope that the state of the game right now is as good as it's ever been too, which is also good news, but we'll get into that when we actually get into the show.
There's a few things. Aaron Greenberg was on RDX tonight and he was answering questions what he could. There was this thing that came out today. People are talking about how the Series X runs hot and it's quiet. It makes zero noise, but some of the I guess this guy on there streaming who has a review unit, he said that it was burning. You could see it, like he almost dropped the expandable memory card or SSD that you plug into it because he took it out and he wanted to show it to people. He was like, man, look at this thing. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh my God, why is it so hot? And no one was like paying attention to him when he said it. Some other people were saying something about it's like, oh, yeah, it's just a warm-blooded creature, you know? It's made to go directly into the motherboard. Right, so it doesn't work like traditional expandable storage, right? This actually plugs into the PCI port of the motherboard, and that's why it has to be so proprietary in the sense that they have to basically make a special slot for it to go into. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because it plugs into the motherboard. That's why it's going to get so hot. Aaron Greenberg tonight said that it is real. It is a real thing because some other reviewers were saying that their consoles were shutting down on themselves. You remember that whole problem? Yeah. When the Series X or the One X came out, it happened to me a lot. So much I had to buy a new power cable, and that actually alleviated the problem. But what really fixed the problem was being in the preview program. We were testing a lot of updates. I was in the preview program for a while. I still am technically, but I was in alpha. That's like the highest.
I don't know how you do it, dude.
It was like the highest. I know, right? Like I tried sending as many invites out as I could, and I stopped. I was like, when my Scorpio edition finally kick the bucket, well, at least the HDMI port on it, which I still plan on trying to fix. When that thing kicked the bucket, I was just like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what caused my HDMI output to fry, but that was an issue that was happening only temporarily, like in Monster Hunter when things were in HDR. And all of a sudden I wouldn't get a picture and I had to do all sorts of crazy stuff to get it back on. And it was really annoying. It was really bugging me, and it was bugging a lot of people. There was a lot of things about the alpha preview group. But so you know what they did for testing? They went ahead and made an alpha skip ahead group, which is even more advanced and you would get even more of the cutting edge. That's how they sold us on being in the preview program. It says be in the cutting edge of Xbox technology.
What they didn't tell you, which is what I found out and why I left, is that there are times where you get an update every day for a year. Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's just really obnoxious and annoying.
If you do sign up and you get into the alpha program or even the alpha skip ahead program, if you are like if you join during a middle of a testing phase, you have to wipe your entire Xbox.
Yeah.
Anything that's temporarily saved on it. And that is bullshit. Like it really is. Like I don't see any reason why that should be the case. I'm kind of worried about what's going to happen. Like still being in the program. I keep thinking about signing up just to help out because I really did. It felt good. It felt good to get a sense of, like worth almost when you're helping testing these and reporting things. I got some credit for a bug that I found everyone really found it, but I was the first one to report it about the Turtle Beach audio thing whenever you had superhuman hearing on. And basically if someone was opening a chip bag in the Xbox Live Party or dropping a
sounded like the world was ending.
Yeah, you would get these sonic little pops that would just like make you want to rip your headset off. On top of that, like other in-game sounds I was playing at the time were also going through their own bugs. So those bugs plus the sound hopping.
My eardrums will never forget the amount of pain they felt when I had superhuman hearing on and the red zone started falling in PUBG on top of me. Oh my God, dude. It was so bad.
I bet.
So bad. Luckily for the little hockey puck, I could just like reach out and turn it down really fast. But yeah. Oh man, that was rough. Also, too, for the people who don't know, Aaron Greenberg is GM at Xbox Games Marketing.
Yep.
Well, also, too, I pulled up his Twitter page as you were talking about him. His Twitter profile picture is Captain America holding Thor's hammer, except Thor's hammer has been replaced with the Series X.
Yeah.
Like, that's what a meme, dude. What a guy.
He is a cool dude. Tuned into that RDX podcast later than I wanted to. They were like 75 minutes in when I clicked on him. I really wish.
It's another thing too that we've already stated how much we love Xbox, or at least we prefer it to Sony or whatever. And like the part of the reason why that is because very recently Xbox has started just putting people into places like Aaron Greenberg, like Phil Spencer, where these guys are gamers, man. Like they get it. Like it feels like everybody at Sony is just kind of a, just the corporate type, like just the soul sucking corporate type. Like
I don't want to say old.
Care about anything that you have to say,
but I will.
Just like this is what we feel we need to do to make money, and that's just the end of it.
They've got like this unapologetic attitude to everything they do, and it's like they think they're up there with Apple, and they are.
Yeah, they're not. They're more up there with like EA. I'll never forget when EA. I can't remember what game it was specifically, but somebody was complaining and EA basically came out and they apologized and they're like, "We're sorry we innovated too much." It's like, no, that's not what happened.
Man, that's such a great way to put it. Man, that makes so much sense now. What a terrible company for them to say it's just like, yep, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, there's like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, like, like the conspiracy style, places where like, these are the ones that profit off of wars. And yet still, despite these companies existing, EA still manages to get voted the worst company in the world. That's I'm impressed. That's impressive.
That whole EA thing, I know how it all started with a Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I don't want to sound like I'm sticking up for them. I'm just going to preface that right now, but it was nowhere near as bad as people are making it look like with Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the microtransactions. I got to Darth Vader in like a week or two. It was no problem, and I did not spend a dime to get there. And that was like the main issue. And it could be pay to win, but what's the difference between someone who has been playing the game for a year and then someone who just gets the game and then pays to get up there? I mean, in a match, you're both equal if you have the same stuff. I don't feel as nearly as evil about pay to win as I would if a game would, didn't make it necessary to do that. I get where they're coming from. I just wish that Battlefront 2 wasn't the game that triggered this whole thing. They were literally just tipping it over. Like that's all it was. And there is a lot of other games out there that have done a lot worse than EA did with Battlefront 2. But EA is notorious, and like they just did not need to come to Battlefront 2, but it did.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. I think it came to a tipping point, but I think it came to a tipping point specifically with EA.
Yeah,
and because it was Star Wars too, right? So those two things kind of mesh together because there is a lot of we'll say passionate fans.
Very passionate.
For Star Wars.
Passionate as fuck.
And there's a lot of passionate soccer fans, football fans, American football fans, where EA has had pretty much free reign on these games and has done so much in the way of making it bad that, yes, I think that unless Battlefront 2 was really good to perfect, it was just going to be one of those things where everybody attacked it. And I mean, honestly, it did kind of kickstart the movement to take loot boxes out of games entirely. It feels like now a lot of games are moving away from that, which I think is good. I don't
cosmetic only.
It's just it's gambling for kids. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's pedo gambling is what it is.
It's children's slot machine. That's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, it's not slot machines. You always win something. Yeah, shut up. It's not. No. It's everything. It's the bells and whistles. It's the sparkling lights. It's all of that, man. It's literally, they use the same techniques on adults in casinos to filter them to the slots that they do for loot boxes.
It would seem off if since we're talking about child exploitation, if we didn't bring up what happened in Netflix today. They gaming entertainment, it's one of those things, but we have to at least say something here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we brought it up in a previous episode about cuties on Netflix, but are you talking about the Texas thing?
Oh yeah. Indicted today. That's a big deal.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. No, Texas ain't having it. Oh, it's a feminist tale. Indicted.
Correct.
Get wrecked. How is that? I don't even know how Netflix is responding to the news. I know that they apologized for it. But
they apologized the same way that I just said EA apologized.
Right.
They're like, sorry, we're showing a feminist tale. And it's like, no, dude, you missed the point completely.
I saw that headline with the picture of the woman who made it like smiling, and I could just see I could tell exactly how she worded that. Like even like when she's talking to people about it, and people are like, oh, all these articles coming out saying, hey, you might actually like cuties if you check it out. You might see something in there you like. Whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah. So officially here, Netflix indicted by grand jury in Taylor, Texas, for promoting material in Cuties film which depicts lewd exhibition of public area of a clothed or partially clothed child who is younger than 18 years old. In this case, they were 11 of age, which appeals to the prurient interest in sex. #cuties, #Texas Sledge. That comes from Matt Schaefer at Rep.
Oh, yeah.
Schaefer.
Oh,
and he's got a picture of the indictment there.
I think I know who that guy is actually. Well, there was also a quote from one of the guys on the board or whatever there who was saying Netflix isn't the company to talk on a moral high ground after this. They're not the one to be speaking about anyone's particular culture right now. Like I'm actually pretty glad he said that. I can't remember who it was. I got to find the name, but it was a pretty funny quote because because they're jumping all over everything else going on. Every company is. I feel like they just want to get in on the money train.
Although it's unlikely because rich people don't really go to jail. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. It's within the range of outcomes, I guess you could say, that somebody from Netflix ends up going to jail over this if they reach to a guilty verdict.
The Obamas are on the board of Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that they would just have to pay a really big fine. Probably for PR reasons, would be donated to some sort of organization that helps with like child sex trafficking and stuff like that. And then they have to pull the movie. I think that's probably the more likely outcome. But again, as I said, not outside of the range of outcomes for somebody to go to jail over this. Netflix has not responded, by the way. I'm searching everywhere and they just haven't said anything.
Their stock went down like Twitter, 15 points.
Yeah, even on Twitter, they just straight up ignored it. They're just posting like all this random shit.
It worked for Jim Jeffries when he was in hot water. Did you hear about that? Like real quick about with Jim Jeffries? And
no,
this was, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe. Is it Avi Yemeni? I think so. He's kind of like an activist against the woke crowd too. He knew that he was going to be getting I don't know, like Jim Jeffries when Jim Jeffries had his show on Comedy Central. So he recorded the interview, the meetup or whatever. And so Jim Jeffries was like really offensive and a dick to him, and so Avi Mini put the whole interview online to expose him. They basically edited hit Avi Mini's words to say,
yeah, I mean that's what they do a lot of things.
Oh yeah, but this is like proof of it.
You'll see it all the time where they'll interview somebody for hours in a day, and then they come back with, "Oh yeah, we got this 10-minute clip," and it's like, wow, you can pretty much get anybody to say anything in an hour-long interview where you can clip together pieces, to make it seem
especially
like the person is saying something really crazy. Yeah.
If not, you could always, deep fakes are getting a lot easier to do now. Like I can't, oh man, like there are some really good ones out there that people would have no idea.
Yeah, there's a really funny one with George Lucas talking about Star Wars. I don't know if you've ever seen those. They're really funny.
Oh yeah. The guy who went to Comic-Con as George Lucas really did look like him with his makeup and stuff.
Well, the only good thing about these movies is every time my name shows, Daddy gets another check.
I don't think the Lucas cut would even save the Rise of Skywalker.
They just need to let it die and move on to other projects, namely the Mandalorian season 2, which will be coming out October 30th.
We've heard way too much about what's going on with filming with season 2 of Mandalorian. I don't know if I want to say anything because I don't want to ruin it for you. But did you hear what you probably? I'm not sure if you heard what happened on filming, like halfway through or not. But it was not good.
Yeah. No, I've heard a lot. We talked on the episode where we made about Star Wars. I think that was episode 2 already. Wow,
maybe
that was a long time ago. About how they were kind of heading in the right direction, but yeah, that kind of. I praise you, and then you stab me in the back.
I really like that guy. I don't know what to say. This wouldn't happen if it was Lord Shax. That's all I've got to say. People who play a certain game will know exactly what I'm talking about. The helmet stayed on. Quote. I guess the girl who Gina Carino, is that her name?
Yeah,
the woman who played the strong woman in season 1. She was saying that she needed him to take the helmet off when they were having like a on scene moment or whatever, and so basically they would film her talking to him, but he would be off camera, so that his helmet would be off when she was talking because it would help her out. So that's kind of cool that they did that. It's just such a cool feeling to the show. Like the guy keeps his helmet on the whole time because like it's embedded into his people, not just his religion, but his
it's their creed. Yeah, it's right. Their whole. They've got a whole bunch of things. Not a lot. I'm not sure it's not going to become relevant, but as somebody who's played like almost every Star Wars game and read a whole bunch of comics, like they can't even run out of ammo on their blaster. It's like against their code. They get like heavily punished. Yeah. Like they have to do it's like an army style punishment where they basically have to scrub the floors with a toothbrush, stuff like that. Like just like really grueling tasks for failing on some of this stuff. They get like deranked and stripped of honor and title. That's like. Oof, it's like almost horrible. Japanese fall on your sword for dishonoring your family type shit.
I thought, we had finally had, an actual good show for a while. And I was like, man, these are just something we're not going to, we don't get a lot of these good shows that come up every once in a while. They're extremely rare.
Yeah, they really are. The Last Kingdom is really one of the few for us, isn't it?
Yep.
Getting slim pickings out here.
Absolutely. I didn't get a chance to listen to like the rest of the interview with Dan Greenberg on RDX podcast, but he said that the Xboxes do run really, really, really hot. He said not most of them do that. So it's going to be like a rare thing where people's Xboxes will get so hot that they have to shut down. So I'm sure they'll get all that under control. I mean, they solved the whole Xbox One X shutting down. We took care of that issue in the preview alpha program. Wasn't a thing anymore. Only in rare cases. So that like when a new console comes out with Xbox, sometimes it is a good thing to be in the preview program. But
there's definitely benefits to it. There's also drawbacks. You know what I mean? Like there are trade-offs. So it really just depends on what your tolerance level is. I know for me, I get home late. Like I work long hours, and so like popping on the game and then it having to do an update is just like I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that. I'll just switch over to my PC, and then I'll have a Windows update.
Like kind of like me, right before filming, like right before recording.
Yeah, it's like it happens almost every time.
Almost every time. Unbelievable.
Like, I'm not sure why your sound's not being picked up. Hold on, let me try some things, and then I get a text like 2 minutes later.
Yep.
I've got a Windows update.
Like I swear to God, I am clicking check update 5 different times before we start, like throughout the day, just to make sure that I'm getting all this taken care of. And then sure enough, time comes and that's when Windows wants to send it through. Like, motherfucker.
So it's kind of really set in for me now, where I'm just kind of patiently and anxiously waiting, but has like the euphoria feeling of the next generation of gaming here. Is that set in for you yet?
It is going up and up in the right direction for me. Like right away, I was bummed about the whole process, man. It was a terrible process getting one of those things, but it was nerve wracking. I was about to have an ulcer, but at the same time, once that was all said and done, I started feeling really, really good about it. And like I want to know more stuff. Like something I know that they did not talk about, that Aaron Greenberg did not mention tonight. Is there going to be a Series X Day One edition, like a Project Scarlet edition? No one is asking this fucking question when they need to.
You posted this on our Facebook page. It's really interesting that they had kind of like an Xbox Series X in pieces.
Yeah.
And there were a couple pieces that were like a reddish. You could almost say scarlet.
Right.
Although to be fair, it did look more maroon than scarlet. But you could say
it was red.
Scarlet-ish. Yeah, it was red.
I do agree on the maroon part.
Yeah. But that would be like, honestly, that would be really cool. And I'd
be okay with it.
Like a controller or something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
we have to see something. Well, this might give us a glimmer of hope. When they asked him about when D is a good guy. He helped me identify an issue on my TV a long time ago. Really good dude. Like him a lot. He good content. D Batch. Check him out on YouTube. He asked the question: are there going to be any more pre-orders available before this thing comes out? Obviously, it's a pre-order. But what Aaron Greenberg said, he wasn't like dancing around it. I don't know why some people were saying that. What he did say is every place that we ordered it from, they all have, and these are his words, day one inventory. Day one inventory. It's like everybody still has a bunch of them in stock, but it is up to them to decide what they want to do with that. Whether or not they save it all for launch day to sell some in store to their physical stores, or whether or not they want to do a whole nother like pre-order thing. I think GameStop on their own just had their own little pre-order event for the PS5, but most of them were $750 bundles. So I don't know if we're going to see that or not yet.
Yeah, that's definitely what GameStop's been doing. They've taken whatever inventory they have and they're bundling it together so that they can sell it for a higher rate.
Yeah. This is a strategy from Xbox that I've been seeing is they're basically giving the companies the say. Like, and this is just like another good move by Phil Spencer and co. They're giving their hardware to these vendors and they're saying, you guys decided when you're going to do this. This is when we're going to allow you to do this. So those stores that did all the pre-orders that day, I think it was September 22nd. Feels like it's been forever ago.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just check something here. Oh, at Best Buy, it still says coming soon. All right.
Oh, nice. So they might have their own little event there too. What I'm worried about is like we did a in-store pickup. So like, are we going to have to sit behind a line, waiting to get in there?
I don't know how that works with COVID.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work either. I was thought about this day. I'm like, fuck, this is going to be weird.
Yeah, but I know that I have it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, same.
That's the thing. So I didn't really want to get it from Amazon because I wasn't sure if it was going to show up that day. You know what I mean? Amazon has been notorious for not necessarily following through on.
You know what my fear is? My fear and also my hope is that there is a day one edition. But I was talking to my wife tonight. I'm like, what? Well, if they really are saving their quote day one inventory for a pickup, for like on the day pickup, what if say I get to Best Buy, there's a huge ass line there that I have to stand in, 6 feet apart, of course. But what if I get there and when I get to the desk, he hands me like a regular Xbox Series X, win, awesome, I was able to get one. But what if people are walking out with like the last day one editions that some clueless clerk was giving to people? You know what I mean? And I'm stuck with this like the plain original one. That would hurt.
Get there early.
That's right. Right. Yeah. A lot of people did, especially for just pre-orders. People were camping out at some GameStops the night before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they sure were. It was really funny about that is that because when I went to go pick up a new Series 2 Elite controller.
Yeah.
What was really funny about that is that the clerk was talking to some people and he goes, yeah, we had like 30 people camped out here last night and I only had 7 PlayStations to give away.
Yep. I heard a story about something similar where they were like, they had like almost like 30, 40 people in the line. And the woman told you guys, hey, like you 9 are good. They only had like 9 Xboxes, right? Everyone else has to go home. Like that moment right there. I think it was one of the guys from the RDX podcast. He was talking about how how that's what happened to him. There was people there sitting in their cars in the parking lot who were obviously waiting for the store to open up. But so this guy, so he goes up to the door and just stays there with this other guy who has already been to the PS5 pre-order fiasco as well. So they were both standing there at the door, even though they had gotten there late compared to all the people waiting out in the parking lot. so those people didn't get one, but they did because they only had like 7 or 9 available. Man, that must have been an awful feeling.
Yeah,
camping out,
choosing comfort over the grind.
It's like no one woke me up, passed out in my car, waiting for this shit. Unbelievable.
Set my alarm clock. What happened?
Like I would have rather have done that than like the whole 6 hours I spent clicking add to cart and check out. click, 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 click. F5, click. F5,
yeah.
click.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, I feel like F5 has some like superpower to it. There's got to be something that's going on with F5. Like I was more successful in adding it to cart with F5 than I was in the other method. It's crazy.
So Overwatch.
Yeah.
Finally, I got some news. I love Overwatch. I still play it. I've been playing it a lot more because the balancing of the game is really good. They've done a lot to cut down on the power creep. All the pros love it. Siegel loves it, who was like the first kind of Overwatch Twitch streamer that I really watched.
Did I miss out on soldier skins?
Right now they have Reinhardt and Diva skins, which are both pretty sick. You just have to buy like these new token things that they've been doing for a little while. Pretty much since the Overwatch League kicked off, they've had like these tokens that you can get by watching the Overwatch League. It was originally on Twitch, now it's on YouTube.
Really?
But you just link it to your account and you earn the tokens as you watch. I think you get like 10 per hour or something, or maybe like 100 per hour or something like that.
I might have to do that.
Yeah, so you can definitely rack up the tokens for free, or you can buy them, which I'm sure a lot of people probably just do that. It's like $10 to get 200 of them, which is the cost of a skin. So you can spend 2 hours watching, or you can just pay $20. So apparently Blizzard thinks that your time is worth $10 a month. I don't know if that's a living wage or not. Anyway, we'll leave that alone. But Overwatch 2 has gotten some news through a leak by a guy named Metro. Now, Metro leaks everything Overwatch. He's been leaking it for years. He's
what a guy.
Just about always right. Unless something drastic pops up that changes it, his predictions are right on. And so he said last year that Overwatch 2 was set to release in the fourth quarter of 2020, which made sense because it was going to coincide with the next generation. But because of COVID, it seems as though it will be pushed back into 2021. Actually, we know that it will be pushed back into 2021 because they haven't announced a date yet. But BlizzCon has been, I want to make sure that it's in February. I just want to make sure that I get dates right here. They're doing BlizzCon online, and it is, let's see here. Where's the actual? I want to say it's like the 18th to the 20th or the 21st or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And so it's expected that we're going to get like an official release date then. I would assume probably like May or March. But Metro says that there's a very strong possibility that we could be getting a beta in the fourth quarter, probably in November.
Ooh.
For probably most of the PvE stuff. And some PvP stuff with like obviously the majority of the fixes and stuff like that they've been working on, like the new game modes coming when the game itself actually releases.
Interesting.
Probably, yeah. So we probably wouldn't get any new heroes in that beta. We'd probably just have the same lineup that we currently have in Overwatch, which I don't know if anybody knows. I gotta educate the people here. I don't know if you know this, but Overwatch 1 and 2 will be compatible with each other. So if you have
That's so weird.
Overwatch 1, you will still get all the heroes and maps. You will not have access to the PvE stuff, which may be free to play. There are some rumors out there that it'll be free to play anyway. And you also won't get some of the new game modes that they'll have for competitive, but you'll be able to still play against people and with people who have Overwatch 2. Your game will be running I don't really know how it's all going to work, but your game will look significantly different because they've kind of upped the ante for Overwatch 2. If you look at some of the graphics and stuff from BlizzCon 2019, where they had pros playing like one of the first missions or a mission, like the first portion of it or whatever.
Well, PvE. I bet how they could get away with doing that. When you shoot and strafe back and forth in the game, it does kind of feel like a lot like how Doom had it in like an Unreal Tournament kind of way. How do I describe this? Like when your guns, when you shoot them, that hit scanny, but not only that, but like there's not a lot of sway when you're shooting. It's sort of stiff compared to a lot of other first person games. I'm wondering if that aspect of it, the speed at which you move around and shoot, is going to be the exact same, because that would seem kind of weird. You would have more fluidity with characters in a game that you're supposed to be playing with people who are used to a certain style. You know what I mean? Like how you move and shoot the gun. It's all pretty fast paced, and it all feels like you're basically on ice skates. is the best way to say it. Like that's how it kind of felt for me when I was playing it. It felt good. It felt really good. Playing that game. If you missed the game, I need to re-download it again, and I will when the Series X gets here.
Yeah, the character models look different for Overwatch 2. Like they look a little bit different. Like they look a little bit more robust, a little bit more colorful. Like Lucio, his hair moves like a little bit differently. So it will be interesting to see how it all fits together and how it all works. But I just want to make the correction. It is February 19th and February 20th of 2021.
Nice.
So it'll be all online due to COVID restrictions.
That's right.
They've recently, too, had a survey given to the German players
for
Overwatch that talked about how they felt about certain things, particularly when it came to the way that they do the aesthetics. So they may be experimenting, probably moving away from loot boxes, which we talked about a little bit earlier, to something probably more direct, where it's more by the precise skin that you like, probably through like the token system that they've enacted already. And they're also kind of making it probably a little bit more robust when it comes to like your player frame, like the frame that goes around like your character. Right now, it's pretty linear. Like as you level up every 100 levels or whatever, you get a star. Once you get 5 stars, it changes the border, and then like the border gets more and more robust the more stars you have as well. So
you're
probably going to be a lot more customization. Yeah, it's probably going to be a lot more customization though. That seems to be really what they're pushing, because you're going to have skill trees as well when it comes to the PvE stuff. So they're really kind of pushing you to be able to customize the characters and stuff like that.
I think Battlefront 2
see fit
is doing something similar. About the surveys, I love it when a company does that. We've been seeing companies do it for a few years now, but when it first started, we wouldn't see any changes implemented, right? But lately, the D word, and they sent me a survey one time. I was definitely very unhappy with the game at the moment, and I vented. I let them know at Bungie like what I was feeling. The poor guy who had to read my rant. Like it was supposed to be a short survey, but they said this is where you can really open up to us about how you really feel about the game, and not like everybody.
Why did they say that?
Why did they say that? I was like, here we go. And it was, so they basically condensed it down to just how everyone felt about Gambit. And I love Gambit. It's a fun game type, but it has been implemented so poorly. I know you and I were talking about when Destiny 2 they were adding Gambit. Like that could have been like an esports type of game that we could have easily seen, and it would have been really fun too, right? But there's that whole thing, like if you're going to take this to the national level, every character on every team is going to have their own story about how they got their armor, their gear, and weapons. And not everybody has that. But at the same time, at the professional level, when you're at these tournaments, you don't want to see people who are fresh in there, who just want to like use someone else's gear to play for them or anything. Like it's your stuff that you got in the game to play with, and like that's a good thing, right? But but they made a shorter game mode out of it called Gambit Prime, which is just amazing, and it's not nowhere near as long of a game type. But the survey, like I started opening up about clans and how there was like this elitist thing going on with people, and KD is always going to be elitist. It's always going to be ridiculous too, and it's even more ridiculous when if your game has seasons, you want to get on a certain team or a clan, but they're saying your KD isn't as great. It doesn't matter if you've beaten the top 1, 2, top 10 people in the world, over a few times over. Like that doesn't matter. If your KD is trash, they're not going to let you in. I mean, those people suck. But the least Bungie could do would be to reset your KD every season, just like any other game. I think that would be for the best. I mean, I think WoW resets their stats too, something like that. I can't remember what other games do it, but a lot of games do it. But the games that you play a lot, you want those games to do that. That was just one of the many things I opened up to about. But what was funny in that survey was like an example. I've been grinding to get a gun in a game that had like Firefly, explosive payload, really cool combination, like an old school Fatebringer back in Destiny 1. Some people will know what I'm talking about. And I literally I didn't even mean to like name the exact type of gun that I wanted in the survey. A day later, I got that gun. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if they read the survey that night when I fucking sent it, but a day later, something I've been grinding for over a year, I that I never got. And I was so mad because like I was talking about making it easier to acquire these weapons in game, especially if you've been in the game for a long time and trying. And it was literally just dropped into my inventory at the end of a Gambit match. I'm like, unreal. Unfucking real. Same rolls and everything. Masterwork for reload. I can't even. I won't even. I'm like moving around a lot. Do you ever get that thing where like when you put your headset on, you have to like twitch, like move around a lot? I can never put, and it doesn't matter what the headset company is. I always feel like my ears are like, one's lower, one's higher, or something. I don't know.
Oh, I wear a hat that fixes that for me.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why, but it feels like it fixes it for me.
Nice.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it drives me nuts, even though it shouldn't. Maybe I'm just misshapen.
Maybe put a hat on.
Yeah, I'm not a hat guy. I used to be like a beanie kind of guy, but like really cool. Like I had like Celtic Irish symbols on it.
Yeah,
but,
I mean like a normal.
A normal person. Well, that's been a problem with me for quite a while. Where do we begin?
Why can't you just be normal?
Why can't you just be perfect yet? Why?
Oh, you know what? You have missed some pretty cool soldier skins. I'm looking here.
Oh yeah,
Damn. You missed the formal 76 where he's dressed in like his navy blues. Alpine 76 where he looks like a space robot.
You have me at space.
Yeah, like a space snow robot type thing.
Alpine 76.
Looks like you could throw him into the first mission on Time Splitters 2 and he went right in.
Oh man.
Oh,
you just opened up.
I missed this. Oh, hey, this one will be coming back soon. So with the Halloween thing, but Slasher 76, he's got a fucking Jason mask on.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Wait, so when is the Halloween event?
Should be coming here soon. It's
That's
usually
awesome.
about
2 weeks, my god!
2 weeks before. Did you just look it up? The Slasher 76.
I'm crossover. I'm playing Overwatch for Halloween. There's just
look up the Venom one.
Oh yeah, that Venom one. That's the one. Like that was the one that when I first started missing soldier skins was the Venom one. The Venom one's cool, right? But this Jason one, dude, I'm getting this shit. That looks good.
Yeah. I rocked the Cyborg 76.
Oh yeah, that one. That one's a good one too.
He's got a lot of good ones. Mercury's got some good ones too.
Dude, I'm rocking this Jason one. I have got to get that. Can I just buy him outright?
Yeah. If you've got the coin.
Wait, or is it a loot box? Or can I just select? Can I just like?
It is a loot box, but if you have the coin, it should only be like 1,000. You can get it. Oh wow. Magistrate 76 looks pretty dope. They basically did the whole Last Samurai bit with him.
Magistrate 76, you said?
Yeah, or not. I'm sorry, not Magistrate. Magistrate McCree.
Oh,
Mountain Man. He looks like Arthur from Red Dead.
nice.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch more for Halloween too. They're going to release more, and then the ones that they've already released will drop down in price because the Halloween skins are expensive as fuck. They're always like the legendary ones are always
Oh yeah.
3,000 coins, I think.
See, Halloween to me, like it's as intimate as Christmas, you know, especially for gamers and stuff, because games do, like Festival of the Lost just came out for Destiny today. I don't know how much I'm going to be doing at that. You know, if there's something cool, maybe I'll go for it. But I don't know. but that Jason skin, man, that actually lit a fire in me just now. That looks really good.
Oh yeah, you can also get like the Overwatch League skins too, like the skins that they give for each team. You can buy those as well.
Oh yeah,
some of them look really cool. I like the Florida Mayhem. You got like the classic Miami colors, like the pink, blue, and black.
Sorry,
you don't strike me as a pink guy though.
Oh no, I mean I could rock it and feel completely secure, without a doubt.
Yo, I discovered the weirdest sub culture in any game ever.
Really? Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
It's in Overwatch. It's in Overwatch.
Oh God.
Like debate groups.
Debate groups?
Yes, like political debate groups.
For Overwatch?
People, because you can search for groups now in Overwatch, like through like the actual game.
Oh my God.
For like teaming up. And people have straight up created debate groups.
Well, you know why,
like
right?
Trump 2020 debate. I'm looking at it right now by a guy named Zen Shapiro.
You know how this could have happened, right? So everyone, anytime you join a party, anyone who plays Overwatch is never having fun. They're always miserable. And yeah. I have a feeling that this is a way of venting that frustration. You know?
Maybe it's the weirdest thing because I joined it on accident. This Trump 2020 group completely on accident, and what ensued was absolute hilarity after that.
So because you could hear them talking.
I was talking back to them. They started talking. They're like, they split everybody up into groups. They're like, all right, crossover. Do you love America or do you like sniffing kids? And I was like, holy shit.
Yo, wow. Right out the gate. Right out the piece.
And then it like immediately turned into like, I stopped talking. I was just listening. Right. Like I was like, let me try to like answer as few questions as possible. Right.
Yeah.
And like, I already knew which way the group was. So I was just like agreeing with their premise already. Right. I was just giving it to them so they wouldn't talk to me anymore. And it turned into like a full blown, like, pro-life versus pro-choice debate. There was 6 people on a side. I was on the pro-life side. I didn't talk, but that was just the side that I was thrown on because I was in the I Love America side. And so he changed the names of the groups to baby killers.
Oh my.
And then the other one just said pro-humanity. I was like, oh my God, you're poisoning the well. Holy shit. And dude, want to know what the crazy part was? There was this one guy that was pro-choice that ended up getting kicked. He was pro-choice because of eugenics, and I'm pretty sure it was a troll. But it was like one of the greatest trolls ever. It was 4chan come to life. It was 4chan come to life. He's like, yeah, no, Margaret Sanger hated black people. So yeah, of course, I love Planned Parenthood. They've done a fantastic job at exterminating the blacks. And I was just like, holy
wow. Edge Lord.
Right?
Edge Lord Vader.
Yeah, no, he went into like the whole history of Planned Parenthood and how it was eugenics. And I had a feeling that the pro-life guy was loving it, right? Because like all the other pro-choice people were absolutely mortified by what this guy was saying.
I can imagine.
Like, absolutely horrified.
And that's what he loves, though. He feasts off that.
Yeah, dude, this guy had to be a troll. There's no other way about it. I don't think that there's any universe where that guy wasn't trolling. I've
got one too. I've got a weird gaming thing too, and it was in Destiny. So when I first played the Garden of Salvation raid on PC, it was one of my first raids ever on PC. It was great. Everyone was so smart; they knew what was going on. I can't imagine why, because it wasn't on Xbox. And so the matchmaking here is a little bit more refined. People who build these PCs have a little bit, they know, they care about what they're doing. They want to, have their best experience possible in game. It makes sense that you'll find like-minded people when you raided with them. But there was one guy who reminded me of like an Xbox LFG kid who started talking about what he does. And it was literally, this happened twice to me, and it was on the last boss. And he started bringing up this website he goes to. I can't even remember what it's called, to see ISIS beheading people. Like, Jesus. Yeah, right. And weird enough, right? But I'm like, yeah. Sometimes I look at Live Leak, and even then I regret it, like even doing that. and he's like, oh yeah, well don't go to Live Leak, that'll fuck you up. As if I wasn't already fucked up from him saying all this shit about ISIS beheading people, and how he loves going to this website where he can just see, it's like something gore. I can't remember, but he was into gore. And then a week later, let's fast forward a week later, I'm in a raid group on the last boss of Garden of Salvation again, and another kid brings that same website up and says the same shit. Like I'm like, what is going on? Why is this happening right now? Like, how in the world did these two people, how have they not met? Maybe they have. Maybe they are a part of these weird groups, in gaming culture. But Jesus Christ, I was not ready for that.
Yeah, look, so I'm like in the find a group section right now. I just refreshed it. Europe is burning. Talk.
Nice.
Debate and chat. Oh, it's the Trump 2020 guys again. Oh my God, dude, it's crazy. There's like 10 groups. 5 of them are debate.
You know what we should do one night? We should hop in there and just and record what's going on. Right. Jump in there with their little recording devices. Just to listen. That's like, we just want to hang out. Just see what you guys do your thing. Don't worry about us.
Oh, and also the other half are like people trying to get other people in a chat so that they can play Among Us. I don't even know what that's about, but everybody keeps talking about it. I just wanted to talk about it on today's show, but I
Among Us played it yet. Bloodborne was free, I guess. And if you go onto your phone on the PS Plus store, I was able to download it without buying it. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to play it, but I think that's what people were talking about. There was some bug going on. It's not really that too expensive of a game. I think maybe it's a $20 or $30 game, but it's just something that another game I haven't got to check out. And I was like, oh man, for some reason Fallout 4 is like $0 in on the Xbox Live Store. Remember when Quick Draw came in and told people that? Yeah. Yeah. I went there and it was gone already. I'm like, damn it. Stopped everything I was doing. Quick Draw was also in the preview program and he was looking at my score. I was like, yeah, Irish, I realized, do you even answer the questions they give you? I'm like, no, because I'm too busy reporting all the problems I'm finding. Because like there's like a score system in there where they want to like score you on how good or how long you've been in there, like just have a little something under your belt there. But I contact the guys who are the head of the preview programs directly and tell them what's going on and giving them the screenshots and reporting it on Xbox. I don't have time to play their little multiple quizzes. I don't have time to do this multiple question quiz. Like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, my Xbox is on fire. I'm trying to put that out at the moment currently. Like, I'm just really doing what we're all supposed to be doing in there. Like, I don't want to be answering these questions like test. It's cool to test some of these things out and give feedback on them, but it's for like the tedious things. Like, how was your experience using this feature in the store? Like, were you able to find everything easily, kind of stuff? Is it November 10th when EA Access is available on Game Pass?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be happy.
Yeah,
stop charging me.
I was about to say both. I know. I was into that for both. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do both of these. Like, I'm so happy they did this. What I really am happy about is that everyone's going to be able to play some of these games. Like, not a lot of people are playing. I mean, there are a lot of people playing Titanfall 2, right? And I mean, that game is so much fun. I cannot wait for Titanfall 3. I'm really, really excited about it. But I just, I don't know. When it does become available on Game Pass, I'm probably going to start playing Titanfall 2 a lot more. Like I want to play. I hope it transfers over to PC. Looks like we're going to have to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for coming. Hopefully there's going to be a lot more. Hope you liked it. You can follow the show at Reactive Reload on Twitter. You can follow me at The Irish Cowboy, No Take Backsies, and Crossover at Reactive Branded. You guys have a good day, night, whatever the hell time it is you're watching this. We fucking love you.